He was abruptly awakened by the sound of their front door opening. His father was coming home even later than usual. Young Jesse Donald Knotts closed his eyes as tight as possible and buried his head under his pillow as he did his best to muffle the angry voices coming from the other room. Like so many nights before, he knew how this one would end, with his mother in tears, crying. Today, I'm going to delve into the life of a legendary actor who had a hard life, who faced tremendous challenges, but managed to rise above them and bring laughter to millions. Jesse Donald Knotts was born to a 40-year-old mother in Morgantown, West Virginia. Growing up wasn't easy for little Jesse. To put it plainly as possible, he grew up in a very rough household. We've all heard stories that begin like this, and quite frankly, they don't usually have a happy ending. Without a doubt, Jesse faced an uphill battle from the very start. Part of the problem was this feller. Jesse's father was a violent and abusive man. Life with someone who was mentally ill and always seemed to have a bottle in his hand could not have been easy. And then, when Jesse was just 13, his father passed away. I can only imagine that on some level there was relief. That said, his father's death left his mother to care for Jesse and his siblings. Despite their hardships, Jesse held on to his dreams. Early on, he had a passion for ventriloquism and dove headfirst into learning everything that he could about the subject. Because money was tight in the Knotts household, Jesse practiced with sock puppets and saved every penny until he could finally afford a real ventriloquist dummy. After graduating from high school, Jesse made the difficult decision to leave home and join the United States military. While it was a tough decision for him to make, it turned out to be a very good one because, believe it or not, it was there where he discovered a new path in life. Recognizing his talent for entertainment, the military placed him in the entertainment corps, and Jesse traveled across the Western Pacific Islands, performing as a comedian in the GI variety show Stars and Gripes. Yep, without a doubt, it was because of the military that Jesse truly found his calling. If he had doubted it before, he recognized at that time that he was happiest when he was able to bring joy and laughter to others. When he was honorably discharged in 1946, Jesse made the decision to start going by his middle name and gave 110% to a career in the world of entertainment. Now, before I go there, let me just say that Jesse Donald Knotts' military service was nothing short of exceptional. During his time as a soldier, he was awarded the World War II Victory Medal, Philippine Liberation Medal, Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, Marksman Badge, and Honorable Service Lapel Pin. Okay, now let's get to the good stuff. I wish I could say that stardom was immediate, but this video is about Don Knotts' hard life, so as you might guess, it wasn't. At first, gigs were few and far between, but Don was persistent. Given his tough upbringing, Don knew that he just had to be tenacious, and after a while, word started to get out about this funny little feller, a nervous kind of guy. At least on screen. Off screen, Don was anything but. He believed in himself, and so did a feller named Andy Griffith. Together, these two brought us the unforgettable character of Barney Fife, and with his impeccable comedic timing and unique portrayal, Don won the hearts of audiences worldwide. And let me just say, Don was way more than just Barney Fife. Over the years, he has been in so many of my favorite movies. The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, The Reluctant Astronaut, The Apple Dumpling Gang, The Prize Fighter. Well, the list just goes on and on. And Don never left TV either. Who can forget his portrayal of Mr. Furley on Three's Company? Or his touching reunion with his old pal Andy Griffith on Matlock. These two, by the way, well, once they met, they were lifelong friends. They had so much in common. And Andy enjoyed calling Don Jess. For two reasons. One, it was a reminder that they both had hard childhoods growing up in the poverty-stricken South. And two, because Don didn't like it very much. And that, my friends, is a sign of true friendship. I wish I could say that after Don hit it big, everything was perfect. But that, my friends, would be a lie. Don had 2 marriages that didn't last, which had to be heartbreaking for him. What is the point of fame and success if you have no one to share it with? Still, it seemed like Don always managed to have a smile on his face. Maybe that's because he was never truly alone. He had great friends like Andy Griffith. And of course, he still had his 2 kids, both of whom he was very proud of. When Don passed away in 2006, Andy was right there by his side to hold his hand and tell his friend that everything was going to be all right. And of course, Andy didn't miss his chance to call Don Jess one last time. I've heard that the hospital room during Don's final days was filled with more laughter than tears, and I truly believe that this man, Jesse Donald Knotts, would have had it no other way. Anyone remember this wonderful, magical final big screen performance by Don? The movie is called Pleasantville, and if you haven't seen it, you definitely should. Oh, and I do have one more thing. Andy Griffith sharing in his own words his final moments with Don.
I lost my best friend. I was with him just before he died. He was kind of unconscious. I don't know that he could hear me, but we all believe he heard my voice. I told him I loved him. His first name was Jess. He hated that name, but he told me it once, and so I couldn't help but call him Jesse. I said, Jess, breathe. And you know, I saw his chest heave. And I said, that's a boy. Just keep breathing, keep breathing. And his shoulder moved. So I believe he heard my voice.